Welcome in, Giants fans, to another Turnin 2. Super excited to get time with these fellows, Ryan Walker, John Brebbia. I always like to start with some type of icebreaker. So I have a little rapid fire high school yearbook situation that Ryan has no idea what's coming at him because he's so young. His high school yearbook probably didn't do these categories, but maybe you remember.
Yes, yeah, vaguely.
Vaguely. All right, they're like some best of situations, and I only want you guys to answer with relievers as the answer. We're only talking about the bullpen. Okay? All right, so the rules are set. Here we go. Best smile.
Scott Alexander.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Sonoma State kid. That's what I mean.
I'm going to say Camilo Duvall. I'm going to say Camilo Duvall because it's more rare. So when you see it, the value feels higher. Yeah. It's not that he's unhappy. It's just that you don't see his teeth a lot.
No.
So
very true.
yeah.
Good call. Okay. Best eyes. These are real high school yearbook categories.
Ryan Walker.
Best eyes.
Look at those things.
I just looked.
I mean,
was
my
like,
goodness.
Well, it might be Ryan.
I was going to say Junis.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
I think Junis has got some good blue eyes, too.
Good blue eyes. Okay. Friendliest.
Tristan Beck.
Yeah, Tristan Beck for sure. That's a good one. I'm going to have to agree on that one,
Pretty
yeah.
nice. Most likely to rake. Which reliever do you think can hit?
Oh, okay,
You
with a
can
baseball
choose
bat.
yourself.
Yeah.
Not like rake the yard.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I love raking and mulching.
So it would have been you.
Yeah. I'm going to say Sean Manaea, even though he's thrown out of the bullpen, so I'll consider him a reliever, although I think of him as a starter. But yeah, Sean Manaea.
He's a hybrid right now.
Yeah.
I would go Manaea, too.
Manaea.
Yeah.
He's going to put one, he'll put one into the...
He has the power too.
Colder
That's
for
for
that,
sure. Yeah, gets a hold of one. Best dressed outside of, like, you can't do uniform. Like, who looks best in their uniform? Just best dressed outside the ballpark.
Oh, man. Well, what's your style?
Yeah.
Is it, whatever my style is
It's
who
up
I
to
think
you.
dresses
You guys-
best?
I think Manaea's got some good style. He comes in with some pretty good looking, collared shirts,
Collared shirts.
Yeah, some that are just like out there, like really colorful.
Exactly what you'd
It's
expect from
pretty
Sean
solid.
Manaea. Yeah.
It's
I
pretty solid. Sometimes some buttons are unbuttoned pretty low, like showing some chest, Looks good.
Yeah, it's a confident man.
He's
right
got a
there.
little to spare, so that's always fun.
So are we in agreement on Manaea?
No.
Oh.
No. I'm going to pick someone else.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick Tyler Rogers. I want to pick Tyler Rogers. Subtle, it fits. The way he pitches is the way he dresses, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah, kind of deceiving.
Yeah,
Can't
consistent.
really see
What's
from
going on
that.
over there? Whoa, that's unbelievable. Yeah.
Last one. Best candidate for the CIA. Are we going Tyler Rogers again with that deception?
Yeah. Tyler Rogers,
Tyler
high
and
deception.
Taylor
I think Taylor.
Rogers?
Yeah, I think. So. Oh, yeah, that's a
Do
no-brainer.
it together.
Yeah,
You
you wouldn't know who's who. You got two people. They're everywhere. Yeah.
I was hoping you guys would share your call-up stories, and I know like when it takes a while to make your debut, they're always just a little more special. So John debuted May 28th, 2017 with St. Louis. What do you recall?
I was in Sacramento playing against the River Cats at the time, and it was a bit odd. I was called into the office, and I had spent the vast majority of my career not having the best numbers statistically, and I had a nice little couple of week period there leading up to this, so it never really crossed my mind to get good news being called into a manager's office. But they called me in, and I sat down, and I was like, man, all right. I'm about to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys have been great. Good luck the rest of the season. When am I flying home? And they sat there, and our manager was on the phone, and they're like, you know what, come back in a little bit. So I got up and I left, and I was sitting in my locker for like 5 minutes, like, well, this is extra bad. I've been released, but this is not the nicest way to do it. Like, don't drag it out. And the pitching coach came and got me and brought me back in, and we sat for a minute, and they said I was going to, the Cardinals were playing Colorado at the time, so they said I was going to Denver, and I thought I'd been traded. I said, okay, that's great. And then they kind of went on to be like, Matheny, the manager at the time, Matheny's going to need you ready for this whatever day. And I thought, oh my gosh, like Mike Matheny, like the manager?
Good Giant.
Yes, yeah, Gold Glove. And so I was obviously elated, and I opened the office door, and there's 30 teammates or however many are on a AAA roster, and they're like waiting for the news. I was like, I got called up, and they're like, So that was it was a lot of fun, a lot of hugs that day. Most hugs per day I've had ever probably.
Ever. And Ryan made his debut this year, so that must have been fun for everybody to witness. May 21st.
Yeah, we're in Reno. It's the first inning. I'm sitting in the bullpen. And I don't know, G calls me, our pitching coach calls me. He said, hey, send Walker to the dugout. And I said, okay. I don't know why you need me there. But so I go to the dugout and stuff. And Grundy looks at me and says, hey, like, you're going to be down today. Like, you're just red, okay? Is that fine with you? And I'm like, I have no choice. So I guess, yeah, that's fine. I said, okay. Well, you're red today because they're going to need you in San Francisco tomorrow. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool.
I'm really okay with this now.
So that is definitely okay.
Yeah.
So it was great. I mean, no one knew because it was like just me talking to them, and so like I didn't know how to tell everybody. I had to like go up to somebody like, hey, I'm leaving. I'll see y'all later. I'm going up.
Really
And then like I had to tell each person individually. I'm like, it was just kind of different. But then I had to run down to the bullpen to grab my stuff, and they were all waiting there. And they all celebrated, and I sprinted across the field and drove to SF. So my dad was there too, so that was.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That was fun for him too, so.
Yeah, you have to try not to speed on that ride too, because you're probably so excited.
Well, my car broke down too.
Oh, at least. Well, I was gonna say, were you locked out?
At least, you couldn't get locked out. That's a bonus. Yeah.
Your car broke down on the drive to San Francisco?
Yeah, because I drove to Reno, and I started driving to SF with my dad, and it started misfiring. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't drive all the way back to SF, so we had to turn around, go all back to Reno, drop it off, see what the Giants could do for me and stuff. But ended up getting a rental car and getting there anyway at like 1 a.m.
So let's talk about the beards. All right, so I know there's a story behind John's beard, and I love the story behind your beard. I don't know the story behind Ryan's beard, so maybe you inspired it. I'm not sure. We'll get to it. But will you tell us about your beard ritual to start each season?
Yeah, sure. Started when I was in independent ball. The very first game of the season where I am on the roster. So for the past few years, it's been the Giants here. I will clean shave, generally right before batting practice. Straight razor, chop myself to pieces. Blood everywhere. No, it's not pretty. It's not terrible, but it's not pretty. And from then on, I don't touch it. I don't shave.
Your wife is so pleased, I'm sure.
I can't imagine she's such a kind person. I can't imagine she likes it, but she will refuse to sit there and say, I hate your face. So I know she's got to feel it, because I feel it. I mean, this is absurd.
She definitely doesn't hate your
but
face.
She doesn't say it, so that's
facial hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different story. Always a beard for you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't really have a story like that or anything.
I was wondering.
Yeah, I don't.
Top that.
I'll never shave down during the season. Like, I do usually like to let it grow out during the season.
Okay.
But no ritual behind it or anything. Just
do you shave it off in the off season?
No, I'll never shave it off because I just look too much like a child.
So this gives you some maturity.
Yeah. This makes me look
like a grizzled vet.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Let's talk a little bit, Ryan, and I'd love to get your take on this, John. Your unique release point, and I loved reading about this because when I watched you throw for the first time, I was like, whoa, like you're headed towards third base, and then you come around. How did you develop that? And from John's point of view, after you're done, just what does that look like when you're watching it? And because I had never seen anything like it.
Yeah, I mean, there was never a point in my career where I'm like, I'm going to throw this way just to be different. Like, it just, for some reason, my body naturally decided to throw that way. Yeah. And then once I really realized, all right, this is how I throw, I'm very cross-body, blah, blah, then I started, working out and doing things to, like, benefit that delivery, I guess you could say, just to make sure everything's strengthened, because obviously throwing like that, there's a lot of strain, especially on the front hip, because you have to come through so hard, but yeah, I mean, there was never really a point where I chose to do it. My body just said, this is how you're gonna throw.
What was the reaction from other pitchers when they saw it, and does anybody try and mimic it?
every day playing catch, I try my hardest to get as far across my body as I can. It looks terrible. It feels terrible. Yeah, I need that stuff. But then it really hit me when we were playing catch on the line, and I was playing catch with Scott Alexander. I was standing on the foul line, and Ryan, I don't remember who you were playing catch with, maybe Tristan Beck, and they were next to us, and Walk was out in the outfield. So he was throwing the ball towards the foul line, towards Tristan Beck, but I don't know if I flinched every single time, but it looked like he was stepping and throwing. He was stepping and like starting to throw right at me, and it just, I'm wincing pretty much every time. The ball never hit me, obviously, 'cause I wasn't his catch partner, but it was incredible. I was 10 feet away from where he was throwing the ball, and it looked like it was going to come right at me.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine being a foot or two away from the ball like a hitter is, and having to try and figure out where or how to swing.
Rumor has it, John's the funniest guy on the team, Ryan. That's what I've been told. How much does that help you settle in, fit in, and how much did that humor come out for you to like be like, oh, this is going to be a fun guy to play with?
Yeah, well, it's just nice because it kind of helps everything feel more relaxed, especially coming up as a rookie. You're like, okay, like maybe I don't want to talk to anybody because they're at a much higher level than me and stuff like that. So you don't know how everyone is. So when you have someone like Brebbia who keeps everything light and jokes around a lot and stuff like that, it makes it a lot more comfortable for us, I would say.
I paid him a lot to say that.
So John, do you want to say what you collect? Or
I would like Ryan to guess what he thinks
know
I
what he
collect just by
collects,
looking at me.
Seems like kind of like a knives and swords kind of guy. You just open up the door and all of a sudden you're full of, I don't know, these swords and stuff.
Not sure. Yeah, is that a good? Yeah,
Good.
in like a good or a bad
It
way?
protects you from the rain.
Your umbrellas?
That's an excellent hint.
You
Yeah.
collect umbrellas.
Yeah.
You get a password and all that, so you can't say the word. Yeah. He collects some things.
I've seen you with an umbrella.
How did that start?
So when I got called up, it was in Denver and it was raining, and I did not think I was allowed to take the team bus, so I didn't. But I wasn't. I could have gotten a cab to the field, I guess, but it was pretty close. So I thought I'll just walk, and I purchased an umbrella from the front desk of the hotel we were staying in, which was pretty stupid because they have them in the closets. The exact same umbrella in the closet for me to just borrow. But I had never stayed in a hotel like that before, so I was very unaware. So I purchased one from the front desk and popped it open, got my stuff, and walked to the field. And I was dry. I stayed completely dry in the rain.
Crazy.
Which, yeah, it's an unfathomable concept. And then after that, I don't know, I got another one in the off season for the car, like a little compact one. And then the next year, I treated myself to a little bit nicer umbrella. I made up a reason to deserve one. And I got an English umbrella. I hardly use it now because I don't want to get it wet because I care about it so much. And then from there, it's just been this slow build of plucking them here and there. So I've got a small.
I do always
collection.
have one in my car.
It's silly not to.
It's silly not to.
Yeah.
But there are like levels of really good umbrellas. I mean, with the wind and stuff, the ones that get blown inside out, like it just, yeah, you have to invest in a good umbrella. Both these gentlemen married ladies who were D1 athletes. And so that really stuck out to me. I loved that. And so Alexis is married to Ryan. She was a D1 volleyball player. And Amanda is with John, soccer player. And how does that relationship, their knowledge of the grind, help you guys and support you?
For me, having Amanda there that's been through a lot of the same things that I've been through up through college is really special. And she's such a wonderful person that I don't think her playing a Division I sport or not, I think she's always going to be the same stable, supportive force. But knowing some of the things, and she's also had injuries too and had to come back from injuries, which is like she's been a person that I've gone to for things like that, like what the heck's going on here.
Yeah.
And it's great to have her perspective, her real life, her actual experiences to be like, John, be quiet, it's gonna be fine.
You're fine. Tough it
No, she's
out.
never like that.
Yeah.
And your wife, she was a libero? Yeah, like has the digs record, or it was pretty cool to read about her.
Yeah, she was a beast.
She's from the city.
Yeah, she was born and raised, like went to school downtown, like she's I just going off of what Brebbia said, like just knowing what we go through is so nice. Being able just allows them to be able to talk to us in a way that anyone else probably couldn't, because you actually get it, you know.
Well, the last one I'll end it on is about your wife, and I want full honesty here. Is your wife a better athlete than you? Ryan's like, I don't know what to say. I kind of want to lean towards saying no, but I don't want to get in trouble.
I would have to say yes. I mean, she's got records. I don't have any records.
Right.
She's gone through. She not only played D1 volleyball to get her bachelor's, but she went on to play beach volleyball to get her master's, and it paid for everything. I wouldn't have been able to do that. So.
But you can pick a lock.
Yeah, I can pick a lock. That's the thing,
Never have to leave the house with keys.
No.
That's funny.
And Amanda?
Yeah, for sure. I tried arrogantly enough to play soccer against her one day in a park, and I thought like, okay, yeah, like let's see how this, like I'll stretch for sure. This was I was carrying a solid 5.5 ERA in the minor leagues with the Yankees, so they wanted me to get hurt. But yeah, I started like doing a little footwork here and there, making something up, and it was just like before I knew it, ball was gone.
Toast.
30 yards away. I was like, all right, well, I'm not having fun anymore.
I love that. I always like to give the wives a shout out because they do a lot of work too. John Brebbia, Ryan Walker, Turnin 2. Thanks guys for joining me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much.